Good morning. It's Joe Russo here, your eClass principal. I hope everyone is doing well. After all, it is a Friday, so we're heading into that part of the weekend where we're going to kick back our shoes and just lay down and relax and enjoy, hopefully, some sunshine and not much more rain that keeps on appearing. Again, we don't have any control over that, but we can have control over our e-learning course, and I'm hoping that you're all doing very well. For session 1 students, I'm hoping that you are well on your way to preparing for your final exam. That is your grade 12 university level students, your face-to-face exam, and also within your online courses for all your other exams and culminating tasks. But anyhow, before we start highlighting some important information, I just want to give everyone a chance to trickle in and join us. And the chat is open. I see Jessica is wishing me a good morning. Jessica, thank you. Same to you. So what we have is the potential of the participants being from session 1 and session 2, as session 2 which started this past Tuesday and ends on August 14th, is in full effect. And so we've got an amazing amount of enrollment and just an awesome number of students that are trying to participate and complete their online course and still have quite a bit of time in the summer to enjoy. And so here we go. So we're going to start, and I'll mention some items off the top, and then we'll refer to the chat and see what questions come in. Good morning, Crizel. So first and foremost, we want to highlight that if you're having any sort of login issue, for example, your username and password, then please don't hesitate. Send me an email. Send eregister@tcdsb.org an email, or call us on this number. Anything other than that, anything other than not being able to access your course because you've got technical issues, please don't forget that you've got D2L as a contact. And so what you can do is put in a help desk ticket with Desire to Learn, which is the vendor. They are the ones that provide the e-learning platform, the service that we use to host our e-learning courses. So their email is supporton@d2l.com. That's supporton@d2l.com. Okay? And then if there's any issue on my end that I need to address, they will inform me. But in the meantime, if there are, again, any main issues around technical issues in you accessing the course because you have issues with your browser or with your computer, they can help you troubleshoot that. But if you have issues with your username and password, please don't hesitate to contact us, and we will try to respond as soon as possible. All right. The other thing I wanted to mention was in relation to final exams and culminating activities. So within each course, students should be well aware what is happening for the remainder of the term and also for the remainder of the course. So you've got your term, and then you've got the final portion of your course. I'm very much encouraging students right now to engage teachers in conversations, regular conversations. You know, you should know how you're doing, what your mark is, and have that conversation with your teacher on an ongoing basis. But once that's taken place, or once those conversations have taken place and you know where you stand, now you want to be ready for submitting your culminating task July the 27th. As well, you want to be on time in terms of any online exam that you have. And this is again for grade 12 university courses. Those are face-to-face. But for every other course that has an online exam, you have to be ready for your exam by July the 27th. So you want to be in close dialogue with your teacher and your classmates, and make sure that you're preparing for this online exam and completing your culminating activity. But when it comes to grade 12 university level courses, your exam is face-to-face. So I want to be very clear on that. The exam is scheduled right from the get-go. We announced the exam is scheduled for Thursday, July the 27th. It will be at the board office. From well, there's two sessions happening, a 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and a 1 p.m. to a 4 p.m. Yesterday, our team finalized the allocations of the rooms, and we've identified which courses are going to be writing in the morning and which will be writing in the afternoon. There's just too many courses, so we can't host all exams at the same time. So please make sure that you get a hold of your teacher. And so grade 12 university level students, make sure that you contact your teacher and get that clarification as to when your exam is happening, whether it's happening from 9 to 12 or whether it's happening from 1 to 4 o'clock, okay? And once that's all in the clear, they're also going to identify the room that you're going to be located in. If it's on the first floor, you know, again, it's going to be designated as a 100 level room, so 105, 104, 103, 116, and so on and so forth. That's going to be in the main entrance area. There's of the board office at 80 Shepherd Avenue East. The Cardinal Carter classrooms, which are going to be on the left-hand side once you enter the main area. If your classroom is on the third floor, you'll know that because the classrooms on the third floor are 304 and 305, but also the Catholic Teachers Center. Okay, if you're going to be writing your exam in the atrium, that's going to be on the second floor, so you're going to want to make your way up to the second floor. And then also, we're going to have, you know, not maps, but we're going to have a printout in the main foyer once you arrive at the Catholic Education Center. And there'll be a clear indication or a listing of where your exam is and when it's happening. Okay. I'll be downstairs making sure that there's not going to be this massive amount of congestion and people are getting to their rooms. You're going to want to arrive at least 15 minutes early. I would recommend even half hour. And so when you arrive, you can make your way to the exam, and then the teacher will be there to open up your class at least 15 minutes before your exam. You're going to want to settle in. You're going to want to present your teacher with identification. So they're going to want to know, they're going to have to verify who you are, and then you'll be able to write your exam. So please don't forget your identification. The other thing I want to identify, since this is, again, a face-to-face exam for grade 12 university level students, I know some of you might be driving. There is no parking available at the Catholic Education Center. So there is no parking available within the actual board parking that we have, the parking lot. So what you're going to have to do is you can park nearby, and there is parking you'd have to pay for, but there is no designated parking available for students and for any parents that will be parking nearby and dropping off their son or daughter that's going to be waiting for them. Just to revisit the photo ID issue or the identification requirement that I just mentioned for grade 12 university level exams, your photo ID is to be brought with you so we can, again, verify, you know, you are who you are, and then you can write your exam. Okay? In terms of qualifying identification or identification that would be your driver's license, your passport, and again, health card, any combination between, you know, photo ID and verifying your name. Okay. The other thing that we want to mention is that we are coming up on the drop deadline, the course drop date deadline. And this is, again, for session 1 students. So the drop deadline is this Monday. So make sure that you're understanding by this weekend whether or not you want to remain in your course. I'm hoping that this is not the first time you're going to try to engage your teacher to, have a conversation or some sort of exchange of emails that's identifying how you're doing. You should know how you're doing every single day. And so over the weekend, you're going to have to do a little bit of thinking. And then by Monday, please don't wait past Monday, because if you do wait after Monday, there will be an academic penalty, and we will again remove you, but it'll be past the maintain mark date, which means it will remain on your transcript. So should you make that decision to drop your course by Monday, and that includes Monday, the cutoff would be at 3 o'clock, please make sure that you email myself, or you can email eRegister, not both of us, eRegister@tcdsb.org, making that request. Okay? All right. So I am going to just pause for a minute. If there's anyone from the session 1 group that is watching and has any questions for me, I'll look at the chat area and I'll try to answer your questions now. So Jessica is asking, is there an exam for careers in civics? So for careers in civics, I don't know off the top of my head if there is an exam, but you just have to reach out to your teacher and ask them, is there a culminating activity and an exam, or just a culminating activity? And then there's definitely no face-to-face exam with careers in civics. Okay, Jessica? All right, Meta, for group projects, how do I communicate with my group members? So first of all, you'd have to know who your group members are. And then second of all, you want to think of some strategies. You want to think of, just simply going into your class list within your course and clicking on each student's name, and then that'll populate a window for you to send them an email. Yes, you'd have to do it individually. Do is you can send one of them an email and then include other email addresses within the email. And again, these emails, if you're doing everything within the course, have to be the course email, not an external email like Gmail or Hotmail. The other thing you have access to is there's a chat tool within your course. You can also easily chat with them. And I think you can group them up in a chat. If not, in one internal email, you can just copy and paste all of their emails together. And then as you're emailing one, you're emailing a whole group, and then you can all respond to one another. Okay? Crizel, session 2 started this Tuesday, but I still can't log in. Crizel, send me an email and we'll assist you right away. In that email, please identify yourself as a TCDSB or non-TCDSB student. And if you are a non-TCDSB student, include your OEN number. And your OEN number can be found on a report card, a credit counseling summary, your timetable. And if you're a TCDSB student, include your day school and your username, which would be the same network ID that you would use to log into a board computer, for example, a school computer. Okay? Good morning, Mrs. DeMarco. Thank you. Thank you for endorsing this. It's an awesome way to reach out to students and parents and the whole community and let them know that your principal is here and your principal is really excited about being able to reach all of you and answer your questions and connect with you and continue to support your learning journey as you take online courses with the TCDSB. Thank you for that. I really appreciate your support always, Mr. Marco. And Mr. Math, thank you so much. So since there are no other questions in the live chat, I'll move on to a few other comments in relation to, or more so some tips for those that have just joined in for session 2 of our eClass program. So just to be very clear, our session 2 program is not an August program. It is session 2. And that is, just to clarify the dates, because I know in the past students thought that it was an offering that took place over August, but really It started this past Tuesday, and it will end on August the 14th. Okay, and just to highlight again that there is also a face-to-face exam for grade 12 university level students in session 2, and that date has been designated from the very start of the program when registration opened as August the 10th. Okay, at the board office at 80 Shepherd Avenue East. So please make those plans accordingly. Okay, as well, if you're joining us for the first time during session 2, if you are a non-TCDSB student, and you have an IEP, what you're going to want to do is, we won't have a copy of that. So because we won't have a copy, you're actually going to have to share a copy with your teacher. So basically, you know, in order to understand the required accommodations, you'll have to share a copy of the IEP with your teacher through email, and then again, once your course is over, your IEP will be destroyed, and there won't be any sort of copy kept on hand. Okay, that's just a little piece of advice. I've got a question here from Abisha. Is it true that some of session 1's exams have been moved to July 28th? No, not. I mean, to say that an entire group has been moved to the 28th, I don't believe so, that I know of. I know that there are some accommodations because some students are taking more than one course, and they're possibly also taking a face-to-face course within the Toronto Catholic Summer School program, let's say at Senator O'Connor or Bishop Allen. And so we're trying to support students that might have 2 exams, alternate date, like the 26th or the 28th. But not very many students are in this situation. And so that's the case around the accommodations around exam conflicts. Nick, will any type of photo identification work for the final exam? Nick, so any combination of obviously identification that has your picture. Okay. Michaela, when is the last day I could expect an acceptance? I haven't received an email yet. Should I be worried? Michaela, just send me an email and I'll investigate further. I know that a lot of our courses are full. And we're really trying to keep up to date with making sure that every single space that's available is taken and is offered to students that are interested. But I will mention that a lot of courses are full. As a matter of fact, for session 2, I'll just highlight that Civics is full. So if you're already registered and you see a course, please log in and make sure that you reach out to your teacher and let them know that you're active. If there are students that are inactive by Monday, by Tuesday morning, you can expect to be removed from your course because you haven't logged in. But if it's deemed that you haven't logged in because you're having login issues, get on that right away because we're pretty caught up here. And so we'll get back to you before the day's end. So please let us know if you're having login issues, okay? So ENG3U is full. ENG4U is full. HHS4U is full. MCF3M is full. MCR is full. We've got the OLC course. The literacy course is full. The grade 11 and 12 biology, university biology is full. The grade 11 and 12 chemistry is full. So if any of those courses are courses that you're interested in, I'm hoping that if you're watching this or when you watch this, that you've already been registered and you're already in your course, because we won't be able to accept any additional students in those courses as they are at max. Okay. Okay. Hey, how are you? Can you join in live? Absolutely. All right. Wow. Very cool. Ladies and gentlemen, our new director, Rory McGucket, is here, and he's jumping in, and he's always supporting us. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, first of all, to all the students taking e-learning in our summer school program, I want to thank you for trusting us and investing in us. And and seeking an alternative way to earn credits, important credits towards your graduation. This is a wonderful innovation that Mr. Russo is doing right now, and we certainly support you in your efforts. We know that final evaluations and exams are just around the corner, and sometimes doing them through an e-learning model is quite a challenge, particularly if it's your first time through. But we're here to help, and you'll never walk alone through any of these experiences. So I'm just popping in to support Mr. Russo and the whole e-learning team here at the Catholic Education Center. Joe?
Thanks so much, Rory. You're awesome.
Okay. Good luck, everyone. Take care and have a great summer. Bye now.
And you too, get some rest. Thanks, Rory. That's awesome. That was pretty cool. All right, so let's pick up. So in terms of going forward, I'm just going to check the chat area. And yeah, I know, Lori, that was awesome. Thanks so much. That is so cool. So, okay, so any other questions that we have, please don't hesitate. Have them come through the chat. I think going forward, the other thing you're going to want to do is if you prefer to have any sort of face-to-face, we do still have one remaining walk-in session today. But going forward, if you still need any sort of face-to-face support, you can always contact me. I'll be at the board office every day. And the team here is just always willing to help and support everyone. We're just sitting out in the main lobby area. I mean, I'm in my office right now, but we've got people downstairs that are helping students log in, access their course, become familiar with their course. We've got a teacher on site, and we've also got a whole bunch of helpers that are trying to troubleshoot registration issues. And so if anything, I know that a lot of you are trying to contact us through our dedicated line or through Con Ed. Our Con Ed department is, again, supporting so many different programs. And so if you're contacting them and you're not getting through, please be patient. I can reassure you that if it's e-learning or eClass related, can you please not contact Con Ed and just come straight to us, to me. There's my email address and there's my extension. I will promise you that email is a lot quicker for me, so I will try to get to the emails a lot easier, a lot sooner than dedicated phone lines, because sometimes when we are on a call, there are some things that we're taking care of that take longer than 5 minutes, and I don't want to keep anyone on hold. So email is best. And then you just let me know the preferred contact number to reach you at and a time, and I'll get back to you ASAP, okay? So, yes. So a couple of other things that I wanted to highlight, because I know some people are just joining us now. You have a chat area. If you want to drop in and ask us questions about anything, about you're preparing for your exams, how to navigate your online course, if you're requesting to drop your course, if you're requesting to switch to session 2, there are possibilities. Again, I just finished mentioning that we are pretty filled up in terms of those courses that I listed, but it doesn't hurt to ask. You can always ask. Still in session 1. Session 1, you still have just shy of 1 week, well, just less than 1 week of classes before your final exam and before your culminating activities are due. Keep in touch with your teacher. Make sure that you're checking in every day. Make sure that you know where you stand. Make sure that you're having that conversation to say, hey, you know, I'm submitting my work, and I prefer some feedback as soon as you can, and just, you know, try to keep going through those many iterations of, just a fancy word for more than one draft at a time, to try and make improvements to your work based on receiving feedback from your peers, based on receiving feedback from your teacher. You know, keep at it. You're almost there. You know, for session 1, you're almost there. You're almost complete, and you know, you've almost achieved that credit, you know, that you've set out as a goal to achieve during session 1. Yeah, I just want to highlight here if you're again requesting any sort of making any sort of request, please send any requests to eregister@tcdsb.org or to myself. And these requests again could be you wanting to drop your course or possibly switch your course, and hopefully we'll have room in those courses that you're wanting to switch into. When you're contacting us, please don't be shy with sharing information like your OEN number, the courses that, or the course that you're trying to drop, the course that you're trying to, switch into, that you're a non-TCDSB student and you're going to share your OEN, or that you're a TCDSB student and that you share your current day school, as well as your network ID, as well as your OEN. Because the more information you share with us, then when we have that email, we have full information. We can try to resolve that request and get back to you right away. But if we're going to have to go back and forth to get that information, it's only going to delay the process. So don't be shy in sharing more information and also identifying the session. Okay. Final reminder that we are registering for session 2 of eClass up until today. And again, this is granted that the request you're making is for a course that has room. So please don't hesitate to do that today. And what I'll do is I'm just going to pop into the online environment and show you a couple of tips in terms of notifications. So I'm just going to share my screen. Okay. All right. So there's my Google Drive. And so what I'm going to do is I'll sign in to the learning environment, and there you have it. So this is our main page. So what I'm offering you as a piece of advice is I want you to head over to where you see your name on the top right-hand side of the page. And so in the drop-down, you'll notice that there's a link called Notifications. If you click on this link, what you can enable is you can enable to receive notifications for new news items just by checking this box, and also to receive anything that's updated as a news item. So these two boxes right here I'm recommending. However, what's even more important, I'm just going to uncheck them for myself. What's even more important is that you have an email address here other than your course email. So what you're going to need to see here is you're going to need to see something like joerusso@hotmail.com, joerusso@gmail.com. These are external email addresses. And so if you want to get notifications of when your teacher is communicating news items or anything new within your course, then just enable these emails, these email notifications to come to you. Okay? I know that there's an SMS option. We've not enabled it because, again, I'm not sure if everyone that's going to be using the SMS option will have unlimited text messaging. I don't want anyone to incur any charges. So those notifications there will come to your email address. And so I'm thinking if you've got a mobile phone, that has your email, like your Hotmail, your Gmail, then you'll get notifications that you should come back into your course because your teacher has posted some sort of update or instruction. And then that way you're not guessing when something new happens in your course. You know, if I was taking an online course, I would check in every day. I would check in at 9 o'clock, at noon, at 3 o'clock, as often as possible, just to make sure that I'm up to date with what's happening in the course. But I know people are busy. I know they're working. I know they're doing stuff, volunteering. So if you set up these notifications, then you don't have to worry about getting notified when something new is happening in your course through the news feed. Okay. All right. Another great source of help is coursehelp.me, which is right over here on the homepage. If you actually go to this site, there are amazing videos and tutorials that can walk you through how to, submit something through Dropbox, how to email your instructor, how to do anything really in your course, how to participate in discussions. So have a peek if you need that help to go in and see if there's anything in there that can help you better, have a better experience within your course right now. Just going to check the chat here. The chat is pretty quiet today. Awesome. Everybody seems to be okay. But you can always just pop in and say hello. I'm cool with that, to let me know that people are still able to see me. Are there any other questions right now that anyone might have in the chat? Any comments? Anything? Oh yeah, Mr. Gozio, my right-hand man here. So the vice principal just reminded me that when it comes to the report cards, so Toronto Catholic students, your report cards will be sent to your day school. But non-Toronto Catholic students will be able to pick up their final report card in the, let's see here. So we finished session 1 on the 31st. And so you can pick up your report card as early as August the 1st. During that week, you can just pop in, and in the main lobby area, you're going to find a whole bunch of people that will be there prepared to give you your report card. And so the hours, let's set the hours from 9:30 to 3:30. And so you can just pop into the board office. If you're a non-Toronto Catholic student, you're going to want to pick up your report card, and you're going to want to bring it over to your day school or your board. If you're not able to pick up your report card following that first week of pickups, we will mail it out to your home. What you're going to want to do, though, is you're going to want to verify your home address. So please reach out to your teacher and make sure that your home address is verified as being accurate, so we send the report card where it should go. Okay? Yes. Yep. Okay. Yeah, Toronto Catholic students can also come by and pick up their report card, but a copy will also be sent to the day school, to your Toronto Catholic day school. And the other piece of information I wanted to mention, and I'm just going to check my notes here to be sure that my dates are accurate. So the transfer of your marks will happen. So for Toronto Catholic students, your marks are going to be transferred to institutions for colleges and universities. For session 1, they'll be transferred on August the 4th at 5 p.m. And for session 2, marks will be transferred on August 21st at 5 p.m. Okay, but for non-Toronto Catholic students, you're going to have to, again, pick up your report card and literally walk it over to your school board so that they can update your records and they can transfer your mark for you to these institutions. If not, when you pick up your report card, you can just walk over to or drive over to the post-secondary institutions that require a copy of this report card to show them that you've earned the credit, you've earned that mark, and that it's needed for them to update their records so that you can be registered and administered into their institution. You'd have to do that by picking up your report card starting August 1st and that week between 9:30 and 3:30. Okay, so I think we're good. I think that I'll try to host more sessions should you need to contact me and want to keep in touch. A lot of students have reached out to me saying, hey, I'm waiting for a response from my teacher, or hey, how do I even contact my teacher? And really, it's something as simple as just going into your course, finding the link to your class list, and then click on your teacher's name. And then you're automatically going to get a window that opens up that sends them an email. Okay? So when it comes to getting a hold of your teacher, folks, your teacher is trying to balance quite a few kids that are not always on at the same time. So if you're asking your teacher a question, make sure that the question is clear, or your questions are all included in one email about this particular assignment or activity or quiz or test that's coming up. So you have to help the teacher by sending a very, very clearly written and well-organized email so that your teacher knows exactly what help you need. The other thing is that if you think that you require an answer by a certain time, you want to indicate that, because that's fundamental to your next steps in the work that you're doing. And your teacher will try to reach out to you in a timely fashion. Okay, just remember though that there are a lot of students that are not up with with the course, and this is causing the teacher to sort of not stick to the schedule as they're trying to support everyone. So the best thing you can do is keep up to date with your work, keep in touch with your teacher, keep in touch with your colleagues within your course, your classmates, and stay up to date. And when you're communicating, always be clear, concise, to the point, and fully engaged at all times. And I'm telling you, it'll go a long way for everyone, including yourself, because you're setting yourself for success. You're setting yourself up for a very successful experience, okay? I got a question here. So for session 2, can non-TCDSB students pick up their report card on August 14th? So Meta, August 14th will be a very hard thing for me to do and have them available because we have over 2,000 students in session 2 alone. And I'll be signing personally 2,000 report cards. And so the struggle there is not just signing report cards, but if students are not handing things in on time, and if teachers need that extra time to mark and complete their reporting, it's going to be pretty tough to have everything done, let's say by noon on the 14th. So let's better protect ourselves and proactively set a date of August the 15th for pickup. So August the 15th, and that whole week from 9:30 to 3:30, you can come into the board office and pick up your report card. August 14th will be really, really tough for me to turn that all around because people are reviewing their exams and people are still in dialogue with their teacher. And so having final marks on time will be tough. Plus, I've got to process all of those marks in a timely manner, plus print them off, all 2,000 report cards, and then signing them. So you have my commitment. I will always do my best. But just to make sure you're not coming down here and wasting your time, for a reason something happens and something goes wrong, I would say it would be best to come down and pick up your report card on August 15th. August 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th. I believe that whole week. Monday, so it'll be a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and a Friday. Okay, between 9:30 and 3:30 to pick up your report card. Okay, so I think that's it for now. What I'll do is keep responding to emails and keeping in regular contact with everyone. But I'm hoping everyone is having a great time within their course, but also having some opportunities to be out there with family and friends and enjoying the summer, especially those days that it's not raining. With that, I'm going to sign off and wish you a great day and a great weekend. And I'll post in this same widget space on the homepage the date and time of our next live session. Okay? And that's it. Thanks for joining in. And with that, I will say have a great rest of day and take care. Bye for now.